Fair warning, Rule 9 is the one almost everybody skips. It's also the one that separates the people who get rich from the people who never get past the paycheck to paycheck lifestyle. Number 1, pay yourself first automatically. Most people save backwards. Money comes in, the month happens, and whatever's left over at the end gets saved, which, let's be honest, is usually nothing. The month always wins. The boring fix: flip the order. The day after every payday, money moves automatically into savings and investments, before you've had a chance to be human with it. Not when you remember, not when you feel disciplined, automatically. A standing transfer you set up once in about 10 minutes and then never touch again. Here's why this works when willpower doesn't. Willpower is a daily performance. Automation is a decision you only have to be smart about once. Every system in your life that requires you to be consistently disciplined will eventually fail because you're a person and people have bad weeks. The transfer doesn't have bad weeks. The transfer doesn't get tired, doesn't see the sale, doesn't deserve a treat. Start with 10% of your take-home pay if you can. 5 if you can't. The amount matters less than the automation because you can raise an amount. You can't raise a habit that doesn't exist. And notice something. You'll adjust to the smaller checking account within 2 months. That's the same psychology that usually works against you. Lifestyle inflation, finally working for you. Number 2, the 72-hour rule. This one costs nothing and might save you thousands a year. Any non-essential purchase over, say, $50, you wait 72 hours before buying it. That's it. That's the whole rule. It stays in the cart. You close the tab. Sounds almost insultingly simple. Here's why it's powerful. Every shopping experience you encounter is engineered to collapse the gap between wanting and buying. One-click ordering, saved cards, countdown timers, only 3 left in stock. The entire machine is built on one truth. If you have time to think, you often don't buy. The 72-hour rule gives you back the thinking time the machine deleted. And here's what you'll find. 3 days later, most of those things have lost their glow. The dopamine was in the wanting, not the thing. You weren't shopping, you were bored or stressed or tired, and the cart was the closest exit. The stuff you still genuinely want after 3 days, buy it. Guilt-free. This isn't a rule against spending. It's a rule against being sold to. A purchase that can't survive a 72-hour wait was never a purchase. It was an impulse wearing a price tag. Number 3, keep your housing boring. Here's the biggest financial decision most people get wrong, and they get it wrong with a smile on their face. Housing is almost everyone's #1 expense, and the standard advice from lenders, from realtors, from that one uncle is to stretch. Get the most house the bank will approve. You'll grow into the payment. Notice who's giving that advice. The people who get paid more when you spend more. The boring rule: keep your total housing cost, rent or mortgage plus insurance plus taxes, at or under 30% of your take-home pay, under 25 if you can manage it. Because here's what nobody tells you at the open house. Every extra $100 in your housing payment isn't one decision. It's the same decision, made again, every single month for years, whether you like it or not. You can cancel a subscription, you can skip a restaurant, you cannot skip rent. An exciting home with a suffocating payment will quietly cancel every other rule in this video. There's a reason house poor is a phrase and car rich isn't. The boring apartment, the smaller house, the extra year of renting, that's not falling behind. That's buying back control of every month for the next decade. Number 4, drive it until it dies. Quick test. Picture a millionaire's car. If you pictured something with butterfly doors, that's the algorithm talking. The data on real millionaires says most of them drive normal, used, paid-off cars. Toyotas, Hondas, F-150s, and keep them for a very long time. Meanwhile, the average American new car payment is now north of $700 a month. Let's sit with that number. $700 a month is $8,400 a year. Run it through a compound interest calculator at a 5% real return, and over 30 years, the car payment habit alone is the difference of well over $500,000. That's not a typo. The trade-in cycle, new car, payments, traded in, new car, payments, might be the single most expensive subscription of your life. The boring rule: buy a reliable car, ideally used, ideally with cash or close to it. Then drive it until repairs cost more than the car is worth. Not until it's uncool, until it dies. Your car has one job: to move you around safely while you build wealth. The moment it becomes a personality, it gets promoted to your most expensive relationship. Number 5, never carry a balance. Credit cards are a tool. The interest is the trap. The boring rule has 2 words: in full. Every statement, every month, paid in full. If you can't pay it in full, you don't carry the balance. You stop using the card until you can. Because here's the math the bank is hoping you never do. The average credit card interest rate is hovering around 21%. 21%. Think about what that means. The entire stock market, over the long run, has historically returned somewhere around 7 to 10% a year before inflation. Investors spend their whole lives chasing that. A credit card balance is that same compounding machine, running in reverse at triple the speed pointed at you. Carrying a balance means every dollar you owe is someone else's best investment. You become the yacht. And the minimum payment? That's not the bank being helpful. The minimum payment is precision engineered to keep you in debt as long as legally possible. It's a monthly subscription where the product is your own debt. If you're carrying balances right now, attacking them is your best investment by a mile. A guaranteed 21% return, tax-free. No stock picker on earth can promise you that. Number 6, take the free money first. This might be the only place in your entire financial life where the word free is actually true. If your employer offers a retirement match, they put in money when you put in money. And you're not taking the full match, you are turning down part of your own salary, on purpose, every month. And yet, a huge share of workers leave some or all of their match on the table. Let's make it concrete. Say you earn $65,000 and your employer matches contributions up to 4%. That's $2,600 a year of free money. Not a return you have to earn, not a bet. A 100% instant gain on every matched dollar before the market does anything at all. There is no investment on the planet that beats an instant 100%. Warren Buffett would crawl over broken glass for that deal, and you can get it by filling out a form at work. I know retirement accounts feel boring. Paperwork, HR portals, a login you'll forget. Good. Boring is the brand. 15 minutes with that portal this week might be worth more per minute than any other work you do this year. Rule 6 comes before picking any investment, before any app, before anything clever. Capture every matched dollar first. Number 7, buy the whole haystack. Now, where does the money actually go? Here's where the yacht guys promise you secrets. The boring answer, low-cost index funds. Instead of trying to find the next winning stock, the needle, you buy the entire haystack. One fund that holds the whole market. Every needle's automatically in there. And before you think that's settling, look at the scoreboard. The large majority of professional fund managers, people with research teams, terminals, and 80-hour weeks, fail to beat the plain boring index over the long run. Isn't that wild? The professionals lose to the strategy that requires literally no skill. So the game being sold to you, charts, picks, hot tips, is a game the experts themselves are losing. Your edge isn't outsmarting Wall Street. Your edge is refusing to play, buying everything, paying almost nothing in fees, and letting decades do the work. Which brings me to the most important line in this video. Exciting money makes someone else rich. Boring money makes you rich. Every exciting product, the trading app, the course, the coin, the fund with the genius manager, has someone on the other side collecting fees from your excitement. The index fund has almost no one to pay. That's exactly why nobody runs ads for it. Buy the haystack. Automate the buying. Rule 1 already did that. Then move on with your life. If you're looking for a place to buy stocks, you can use a platform like Moomoo. They make it really easy to get started with investing in the stock market. And for a limited time, they're offering up to $1,000 worth of free NVIDIA stock if you create an account and make a deposit. The link is in the description below in case you want to check it out. Number 8, never sell scared. Here's the rule that decides whether Rule 7 actually works. At some point, not maybe, the market is going to drop. 20%, 30%, maybe more. Your account will show a number that makes you feel sick. The headlines will be apocalyptic because apocalypse gets clicks. And every cell in your body will say, get out, sell, save what's left. The boring rule, you don't. You never sell scared. Because here's what the data shows, and it's almost unbelievable. The market's best days tend to cluster right next to its worst days, inside the exact same scary stretches. Miss just a handful of the best days over a few decades because you were sitting on the sidelines and your total returns get cut dramatically. Panic selling means taking a temporary drop and signing it into a permanent loss. The people who got wrecked in past crashes weren't the ones who held. They were the ones who sold at the bottom and bought back in at the top, paying full price for their own fear twice. Think of it like turbulence on a flight. It's terrifying. It's also expected. And the one move guaranteed to end badly is jumping out of the plane. Crashes are not the exception to the plan. They're part of the plan. Decide right now, in calm weather, that you don't sell in storms. The investor who does nothing in a crash beats almost everyone who does something. Number 9, save half of every raise. And now the rule almost everyone skips. Told you we'd get here. Here's what normally happens when you get a raise. Nothing. And that's the problem. The raise dissolves. A nicer apartment that made sense at the time, the car upgrade that felt reasonable, restaurants that became the new normal. 12 months later, your income is up 15%, your savings haven't moved, and you couldn't even tell me where it went. That's lifestyle inflation, and it's the silent killer of every other rule in this video. I made a whole video on how to actually measure it. The 13 financial numbers everyone should know. And you should watch it after this one. The boring rule. Every time your income goes up, half the increase goes to your future. Automatically, you just update the Rule 1 transfer the same week the raise hits. Notice how psychologically painless this is. You still feel every raise. Your lifestyle still improves. With the other half, you never give anything up, you never go backwards, your life only ever gets better. But your savings rate now climbs every single year on autopilot for your entire career. This is the rule that quietly separates the someday millionaires from the always almosts. Anyone can save when it's leftover money. Rule 9 means your wealth is no longer a side effect of what you happen not to spend. It's a system with a growth rate. Every raise should grow your net worth, not just your rent. Let's tie all 9 rules together and watch them work on one normal person. Meet Maya. She's 27, lives in Raleigh, earns $65,000 a year, and takes home about $4,200 a month. No trust fund, no crypto windfall, no yacht, a pretty normal situation. Maya follows the rules. Rule 1, the day after payday, $420, 10%, moves automatically into investments. She set it up on a Tuesday. It took 11 minutes. Rules 2 and 3, she keeps her rent at $1,150, about 27% of take home, instead of the $1,600 you deserve it apartment. And the 72-hour rule quietly kills a few $100s of impulse buys a month. That's where the breathing room comes from. This is the part nobody films. Rule 4, she drives her paid-off 2019 Corolla. The internet says it's boring. The Corolla doesn't care, and neither does she. There's no $700 payment anywhere in her life. Rules 5 and 6, her credit card is paid in full every month, interest paid this year, $0, and she captures her full 4% employer match. That's about $2,600 a year in free money she was previously ignoring. Rules 7 and 8, everything lands in a boring total market index fund. When the market drops 25% the year she turns 30 and her coworkers are panic selling in the break room, she does the hardest thing in this entire video. Nothing. She just keeps buying. On sale. All in. Her transfers plus the match. Maya invests around $1,000 a month. At a 5% real return, the conservative after-inflation number, that's roughly $800,000 in today's dollars by 57. But Maya also follows Rule 9, half of every raise. By her mid-30s, she's investing $1,500 a month without ever once feeling a cutback, and her trajectory pushes well past $1 million, while her lifestyle got better every single year. Run the tape forward and here's the punchline. Maya gets rich, and at no point does anything exciting happen. No lucky pick, no perfect timing, no secret, 11 minutes of setup, 9 boring rules, and 3 decades of refusing to be interesting with her money. So here's what I want you to do this week, not someday, this week. Set up Rule 1, the automatic transfer. Check Rule 6. Log into that HR portal and confirm you're getting every matched dollar. And write Rule 9 somewhere, you'll see it at your next raise. So if there's one big takeaway from this video, it's this. Be boring with your money. It pays better. By the way, if you wanted to start investing in the stock market, Moomoo is offering up to $1,000 worth of free NVIDIA stock if you sign up and make a deposit. The link is in the description below, so check it out. Thanks for watching.